I can't help falling in love with you. Today we're looking at the Elvis Presley version. We have open chords, mostly in the key of C. We have one picking pattern throughout the entire song. The same picking pattern can be used for Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen, Jeff Buckley, etc. This song is a real joy to sing and play. Introducing you to the chords, we have a C, D minor, E minor, F. Now, if you're not with your bar chords, we can do F/C or F major 7. We have G, A minor, B7, A7. Pop those chords in your pocket for a minute. We're going to take a look at the picking pattern now before we get stuck into the main song. Now, to keep us in the key of the Elvis Presley recording, we're going to put our capos onto fret number 2. If you don't have a capo, you can do this open without a capo. We'll practice this picking pattern using the C chord, the first chord in the song. And here's where we build our consistency and our muscle memory. I would recommend using these 3 fingers and thumb for this picking pattern to build a best practice, especially if you're wanting to develop your guitar picking skills. So we have our thumb, our index finger, middle finger, and ring finger. We're going to allocate these with the C chord. The thumb plays the A string, which is the root note for the C. The index finger plays the D string, the middle finger plays the G, and the ring finger plays the B. From this angle, we get a much clearer view of the fingers and their movement across the strings. So the order is thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index. Thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index. You'll notice the count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to play 6 for each chord. This works throughout the song. So repeat this pattern on the C chord for now, just while you build up your consistency. What you want to be looking at is evenness across the strings. Don't move your fingers too far off the strings. This will happen in the beginning because everything's a bit more tense when you're learning something new. But ultimately, you want to be looking for keeping your fingers and your thumb as close to your strings as possible, and getting into that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Moving on to the song, we have 2 different chord sequences that play throughout the song. This is sequence 1. The fingers allocated to each chord is essentially the same in this section, other than the thumb will move depending what the root note of the chord is. So we start on a C, we've already covered C. We move to E minor, so the thumb moves to the E string, string 6. The other fingers stay in the same place. A minor, the thumb moves back to the A string. We have 2 times A minor. The F, if you're playing a bar chord, moves to the top to the E string, string 6. If you're playing the F/C, your thumb will be on the A string. If you're playing the F major 7, your thumb will be on the D string. And your index fingers will all move down a string each. We're then in the sequence back to a C. We move to a G chord, so the thumb moves back up to the string 6 E string, index finger D, middle G, ring B. Then we're on F again, G, A minor again, F, C, G, C. Now playing through this with a little bit of lyrical input. Wise men say rush in, I falling in, you. We have the same sequence repeated again. When we get to section 2, the chords change. We have E minor, B7. So for the B7, the thumb goes to the A string. Repeats that 3 times. Then we have an E minor, an A7, so the thumb's on the A string. We have a D minor, which takes all of our fingers and thumb. So we have thumb on the D, index on the G, middle on the B, and ring on the high E. And then we go to the G, and that's back to the original allocation of strings for the fingers and thumb. Now with a bit of lyrical content. 3, 4. Good river flows to the sea. It goes some things. Before moving on to the song structure, the intro chord sequence is C, G, C, G. The song structure, we begin with the intro, then we have verse 1 and then verse 2, and this is the chord sequence 1. So we have chord sequence 1, then we have chord sequence 1 again. We've then got a bridge. It feels musically more like a bridge. That's chord sequence 2. Then we've got verse 3, chord sequence 1, then we have the repetition of the bridge again, and then we have a repetition of verse 3, and then we repeat the last line of verse 3. Here's a playthrough of verse 1, verse 2 and the bridge so you can hear how they're put together. Wise men say rush in, falling in with you. Shall I stay? I can help. River flows to the sea, so it goes. Be this lesson here shows you how to play Hallelujah, written by Leonard Cohen. This lesson is more closely based on the Jeff Buckley version. I'll see you next time.